Alright, so as far as Paraskevi burying goes, this only applies to the first worm. I still need to test if this applies to every worm. Maybe the timers will be different. Anyways, these are the values for x6 for the first worm. I'll still confirm how it behaves differently for the smaller worms or for worms from other episodes. But so there's 3 values here: a paralyzed counter, a bury timer, and a bury preparation timer here. This is always set to 180 when it spawns. This is always set to 0, and this is set to a random value according to some distribution that I don't know what it is. Doesn't seem to be very uniform. It does seem to prefer values closer to a specific mean, and then deviates randomly from that mean. I would bet that this is an exponential distribution, but it's anyone's guess really, without looking at the code. Anyway, once the worm spawns, you can see that the preparation timer decreases once per frame, and it goes all the way down to 0. When it goes to 0, the worm will play that little tail shaking animation that indicates that it's about to bury, and then after 180 frames from that, it will actually bury. So yeah, it reaches 0 and buries. Okay, let's load the save state. Now what happens when we paralyze it? So as soon as we hit it with the laser, this value gets loaded to 150, and both of these freeze in place. And then after 150 frames have passed, again, this is for x6, so for other episodes it'll likely be a much bigger value. But anyway, after it unfreezes, it goes back to decrementing the preparation timer. Now the key thing here is, if you paralyze it, after the bury timer, the prepare timer is set to 0, and you paralyze it as soon as I can do it because it's in a very awkward position where the Wiimote doesn't reach on Dolphin. Come on, please. There we go. So we paralyzed it with the prepare timer on 0. When it unfreezes, it's going to load a new value into the prepare timer and reset bury timer to 180. So I got 492 here. The mean is, from what I gather, somewhere between 400 and 450. It seems to prefer values closer to that, but I don't know. I have no data to back that up. It's just my observations from very few samples. But anyways, yeah, keep in mind that it doesn't shake the tail for those 500 frames, and as soon as it reaches 0, it's going to shake the tail. There it is, and then it's going to bury. So if we paralyze it again, as soon as it unfreezes, we get 420 something, and the whole process can repeat infinitely. And the worm will never bury as long as you paralyze it while bury prepare timer is set to 0. We got a value of like 500 right there. 490. Anyway, the distribution is a little bit weird. I don't know what kind of distribution they're using here. But yeah, you can keep the worm permanently on the organ. We got 350 there, I think. So yeah, I'll do some more testing now to see if this applies to every worm size and for every episode, but the gist of it is this: you can keep a worm permanently in an organ if you manage your lasering